My name is Michael Sather. I'm the MLA for Maple Ridge Pitt Meadows. I have a couple of questions to start off with. At the Pitt Meadows meeting, you folks said that you would be putting a road into the part of Steve Creek where you'd be building the dam or weir. The first question is, would you be using logging roads to do that, and would you be putting in a new road?
I believe that question's been answered. We're using 95% of the existing forestry roads for construction purposes. There is 5% of the roads that will be required for new roads. In relation to another question that may come up is the distance from the head pond to the provincial park boundary. I believe it's more than a kilometer and a half away.
Well, that's interesting because I had the opportunity to talk to Tom Jones from Teal Jones Cedar last week when we met. I don't know if Tom is here, but I asked him this question. I said, are these folks going to be using your roads? And he said, Tom's a very colorful speaker, so I won't say exactly what he said. But by no means, he said, are these people going to be using my roads that I built? So you got a little bit of a dilemma there on your hands. Other question I have for you is, how are you going to mitigate for the damage that you caused to the grizzly bear population up there, when in your reports you refuse to acknowledge that there are grizzly bears up there?
Yeah, the question is, if we said that there were no grizzly bear habitat up there, I'm sorry that that's not correct.
Not habitat, sir. Your reports say there is nothing but anecdotal evidence of grizzly bears in the area. So my question is, since you have refused in your reports to admit that there's grizzly bears up there, how are you going to mitigate for the damage you do to them?
Saying that anecdotal information exists and that we assume that they're there does not deny their presence. We agree that grizzly use those areas, so I don't quite understand your point.
Well, I understand my point fully because I read your reports very carefully, and that's precisely what they say. They say that there is, there's proof of habitat, but there's no actual proof of grizzlies. But I'll move on from there.
Anecdotal information just means we did not see them.
I just want to cut in here, Ian. You recall you guys were staying at our place, and I sent one of your biologists up to Blue Creek area to measure grizzly bear tracks, confirmed tracks. Your guy went out there, serial, measured them, come back, told me and my wife that they were a grizzly bear, a sow, and a cub. So what are you saying that you don't know there's grizzly bears there for?
Question. The person you're referring to, Cyril, did you say his name?
Cyril, yeah, I'm not sure he was there as a Japanese.
That information, if he has that measurement, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet, but
that is total BS, because I was there, Ian was there, they were grizzly bear tracks, and now you're just trying to, because you guys found some other information that said they weren't there, you're going by that. And we proved they were there.
We assume they're there. We acknowledge they're there. Nobody disagrees with the fact that grizzlies are there.
That's not what your report said. But let's talk a little bit about why this whole process is so problematic. It's problematic because the public have not had any opportunity to have a say in this project in the formative process. We used to have a land use process, local resource management plans, where people could get in on the ground floor and have their say about whether or not this is a good project or that's a good project. That hasn't happened here. And that is one of the reasons why there's so much distrust of this whole process. And the government is the one that is to blame for that because they're not allowing it. Now, if you look at, some good comments were made already by Jeff Clayton about the whole fiasco around, power and whether we need this power. But let's start off by saying the whole idea that the government in Victoria is espousing about self-sufficiency is ridiculous. That government is exporting.
Sir, the folks here can't answer those questions about government policy or address the comment.
I'm sorry. This is one of the seminal things that drives drives this project.
That's right.
And so I'm definitely going to comment on it, unless you cut the mic
Yeah,
off.
no.
So-
But you're an MLA, why don't you raise it in the House?
I do raise it in the House, and I'll be commenting on that shortly as well. I'll be commenting on that shortly as well.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Now that we're mentioning the House, thank you very much. You know, it is a good question that was asked last week, why the Minister of the Environment isn't here. Well, he said he wasn't here because, don't you know, the House is sitting. Well, the House is not sitting tonight, I can tell you that. So where is he?